With all the talk about inflation rising to incredible highs and interest rates being hiked, there's plenty of talk about a looming recession.
I just think that the inflation picture has become more and more challenging over the course of this year, without question. That means that we have to have policy be more restrictive, and that narrows the path to a soft landing.
In fact, around 75% of American consumers are concerned about a financial downturn. This might be particularly scary for many, especially when two severe recessions have already taken place in just the last 15 years. All of this can cause irrational behaviors and panic on our part. So I just wanted to make this video to lend a helping hand and maybe some perspective. To start, let's just look at the official definition of the word recession. According to economic experts, a recession is a significant decline in economic activity spread across the economy, lasting more than a few months, normally visible in real GDP, real income, employment, industrial production, and wholesale retail sales. Unemployment rates may rise and wages may decline. Over the last 75 years, unemployment during a recession tends to rise on average to about 8% in the United States. There can be several months of decline before you even really feel anything. And one day you might hear in the news that we're suddenly in a recession.
The signs were everywhere, but now it's official, we are in a recession. The research group that makes that determination made it today and said the recession actually started a year ago.
Now, this doesn't have to be a cause for panic, and here are a few strategies that I remind myself of whenever the economy contracts and there's that threat of a financial downturn. The first is to reduce unnecessary expenses, particularly those that might create more of a dent in your reserves. A good frame of reference is to identify essential expenses such as rent, groceries, insurance, etc., as well as discretionary expenses such as eating out, endless streaming service subscriptions, and even that OnlyFans membership that you have. Don't lie to me. So any small budget cuts can come out of your discretionary expenses so that your essential expenses don't become a stressor for you. The next is to take a look at and perhaps even build that emergency fund. Most experts recommend having enough savings to cover around 6 months of expenses. During times like this, it may be worth considering what you would do if something inconvenient happens, like your car breaking down, or you lose your job, or your rent gets increased. Once again, don't let this stress you out. You ideally won't even need to tap into this, but it might be smart to make small contributions to that emergency fund. The final thing is to not react impulsively to the market. It's always challenging to watch the market plummet and see your money drop 30 to 40% day by day, falling and falling. At this stage, it's important to remember that the recession will eventually end, and your financial success is a long-term endeavor. So knee-jerk reactions during a downturn may not be advisable.
I believe I was asked about the markets today. I'm sorry people are losing value in their portfolios.
Historically, the S&P 500 has fallen an average of 29% around a recession, with a median drop of 24%. Sometimes it might even drop about 57%. But 1 year later, the growth from the bottom averages around 40%, and 2 years later, around 54%. My takeaway from this is that instead of this being a cause for fear and panic, economic downturn tends to be a pretty good time to buy the market for cheap and see potentially great upside. But that's just me. A little disclaimer here. I'm not your financial advisor, so please consult a specialist for actual guidance on how to manage your own money and personal portfolio. So while there may be plenty of negativity associated with the looming recession, there's plenty of opportunity for one to be prepared for it so that the impact of it might be lessened. Hope this video helps. Hit me up in the comments with what your favorite tip was, and feel free to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos from me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.